Wow. Hi, everybody. Welcome. That was quite a send-off from Peter, and yes, he embarrassed me, and it's all good and all, you know. Had not expected this many people in the room at 11 o'clock. Thank you guys for coming on over. I think Peter is still going. Yes, he's still going. I had to mute him, so he'll understand. But so wow, we got Randy, Raymond, Lewis. Hi, guy. Just everybody. I had intended on talking about camera bags tonight, but I'm kind of overwhelmed by everybody jumping in here. So I guess we'll just start off with you guys, right? I don't think there's anybody in here new yet, but just in case, I'm Sly. Y'all know that. So let's see if I can do this like the big boy. Huh? Hi, Randy. Randy saying hi. Raymond saying hi. Hi, Raymond. Try not to get distracted by us. Starts doing jumping jacks in the crowd. Yes, you're right over there, and you're in your underwear. If I remember right, Peter has a thing about you in your underwear, and I have not seen that, by the way. I need to look that up, Raymond. Haven't seen it. And then Peter says, I'm breaking the ice for the rest of you. If you want to call it that, sure. I think Carlos broke the ice months ago, so it's not like I'm the first. Let's do this. Yes, I agree. Okay, deep breaths. Try not to get distracted by us. Take your time, and if anything goes wrong, we'll be okay. So be okay. Okay, I'm good. I think I'm good. Okay, if I can survive kayaking, this is a piece of cake. And there's Lewis saying hi. Hi back at you. The best ever. Thank you. Thank you. You are too. I got my notifications turned on. All right. Thank you very much. And okay, here we go. It's a piece of cake, Randy. Yeah. So far nothing has gone wrong, I don't think. I think the audio looks like it's all good and everything looks like it's all good, so I think we're good to go. The audio is so nice. Well, thank you. Oh, look, there's my little Brody Boo. Hey there. Thanks, Brett. I hear both Sly and Peter at once. Not surprising, Raymond, because we both talk a lot. So that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Can you tell us your setup, please? You bet. Oh, hey, Dam's Lifestyle. How are you? I watched one of your videos. I think it was like an exercise video, and I was hugely impressed. Don't think I could do that. That was amazing. And did it go up there? Yeah, okay. Oh, they just keep going. This setup is so professional. Well, this is one camera. But thank you very much. And Peter helped a lot with the lighting and getting everything set up. And so if something doesn't look good, it's really his fault. Okay, I'm just saying. Let's lay the blame where it's due. Okay. How do you feel to be live, and what do you realize maybe now? What do you realize now? Oh, look, there's Hollywood, Florida, Lewis. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And Ken, thanks for coming over, bud. Looking and sounding great. Thank you. Thank you so much. I did have some help from a little further south than you. Peter helped quite a bit. Get everything set up and get the, I probably need to turn this off now that Peter's gone. He helped get the cameras, well, I set the cameras up, but he helped get the lighting. You'll see. It gets a little more complicated than just one camera and a couple of lights. So I think I've got everything. I did not turn the sign on. So, one moment, please, because this is kind of cool. And I got to give kudos where kudos is due. So my son started dating a girl, and we love her to pieces. She is absolutely fantastic. And for Christmas, she made me a sign, and I love that sign. So, yeah, thank you very much, Kira. I really appreciate that. So you knew I would forget to turn something on. There's just too many switches, and I do think I have all the lights turned on, and I think I have all the cameras turned on. So, well, maybe not that one. Okay. There's my little star. Okay, Lewis, how did you get it to sound so crispy? I am using the Tom Buck reviewed these, and every time I watch one of his videos, I end up spending money. But it's the Deity lav mic. That's all I'm doing. I just got it plugged into the ATEM, and I do have it set at negative 12 decibels because I found that if you set it up higher than that, it kind of tends to clip a little bit. So. And there's the man of the hour. There's Peter. Yay, has your perspective changed? My perspective on what? No. As far as if you're asking me, am I still going to be outside doing videos? Yes. This was just to try something new because I like to keep expanding. I like to keep learning and expanding, and I get bored doing the same thing. So if you watched the video with my son playing disc golf, that was 5 cameras and 51 files that took me over 2 weeks to edit down to under 6 minutes. Won't do that again. Okay, that was a little outside of my learning curve, but I do like learning new stuff. And so instead of doing that, I got a 360 camera, so 1 file, which is better. Gary, hi. I don't believe I know you, but now I do. Hi, Gary. Let us know a little bit about you. Thanks, Lewis. Yeah, I do love that sign. That was a cool. Can't wait to find out your setup. Okay. Okay, so what I've got is, I think everybody knows, I've got 2 M6 Mark IIs. Okay, now that Peter's off, let me turn this other one off so we don't get sidetracked here. Okay, I've got two M6 Mark IIs. Here's one. Here's the other one. And then I've got the Sony ZV-1 for my overhead cam. And this little guy I forgot to turn on right here. That's my little, in case I want to show you something up close and personal. This one is set up right next to, I don't know if, I don't think Peter's made fun of me too much yet, but it looks like Grand Central Station, or like NASA here. My son certainly has made fun of me because I think my setup rivals most of his heavy gamers, and I'm not a gamer. But I've got a PC over here, maybe you can see. Yeah, so I've got a PC with 2 32-inch monitors here, and then you can't really see this one, but I've got a Mac M1 Mini with 2 27-inch monitors over here. So it's kind of a, and then I've got the ATEM that all of this is being piped through into the Mac M1. So I don't know, it just all kind of works. Peter, you know, I did plumbing for years, and Peter said to imagine that the wires are like the plumbing and everything just kind of flowed through. So, but he did help me set up the angles and the focusing and all that good stuff. So if it looks good, it's because of Peter. It's not me. I'm not that professional. All right, Lewis, Sly, what is in your camera bag these days? Things you can't live without. Things I can't live without. Well, I pretty much take an M6, just one, and I take the G7X and the Osmo Action everywhere I go. I don't really take the 360 with me because I don't move fast enough to need a 360 unless I know I'm going to be filming something that will need a 360. Then I would throw it in there. I don't really take lights with me unless I know I'm going to be shooting something after dark. So, and a microphone. I do take a microphone. I have the Godox MoveLink 2 if I'm going to go with somebody, so I can catch both of our voices. And then I have two of these deities, and just, you can't change the battery in the deity. You actually have to charge the unit itself. So if it would die, then I have a backup. So that's pretty much what's in my bag. Hi, Dr. Charles. How you doing? Can I just call you Charles? I don't know. And 13 watches and 9 thumbs up. Come on, we can do better. Well, my thing says I've got 15 and 11, so I don't know. Maybe you said that a while ago. On live streaming, has your fear gone away now that you're live streaming? Yes and no. It is a little disconcerting to be talking to yourself or talking in a room by yourself. But yeah, no, it's all good. I mean, just jump in and do it, right? You make videos all the time. I love your videos, Lewis. So you make videos all the time. Let's see. Do you have a 360 camera recommendation slide? So the one I have is the Instago 360 X2, maybe. It's a long, skinny thing, and we actually tested it out. It's cool because you can put it on this long selfie stick. And my son took off on a skateboard, and he skated down the street and turned around and he skated back. And when you edit it, you can edit it actually on your phone. And as you turn, the camera angle turns. I don't know how they do it. It's like way beyond anything that I would understand, but it's really cool. And speaking of Mr. Skateboarder, you look and sound great. You're killing it. Thank you, Grant. Uncle G is my son. He is called Uncle G because I have a grandson, and my son is his uncle, and so he is Uncle G. And that's just what the baby calls him, and it stuck. He likes it. I like it, so it's cool. Gary is one of our Friday night family. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you made it over here. Thank you. Were you lurking on Peter's? I didn't see you comment, but I'm glad you're here, Gary. Let's see, Sly, what lens are you using? So this one is actually the kit lens, the 15 to 45 millimeter that came with the camera. So everybody kind of trashes kit lenses, but it does pretty good. I mean, yes, this is a 22 millimeter prime, and yes, it probably looks a little bit better, but it also costs twice the price of what this lens costs. So I'm perfectly happy with the 15 to 45. Gives me a little bit, I can vlog with it, but it gives me a little bit of zoom. The 22 doesn't do anything. It's just what you have is what you have. So I like the kit lens. I actually have 2 of them because I have 2 cameras. So, but we just to change things up a little bit, we put the 22 on there. So, but thank you, Lewis. You're kind. Nice desk pad. Yeah, I tell you, I'm not a gamer, but I have all this gaming stuff, you know. And so the first time my son, who is a gamer, the first time he came over, and he was just kind of blown away. He was like, you have a better setup than I do. I'm like, well, okay, well, thank you. But yeah, I don't game. Maybe I need to start. I am a huge Harry Potter fan, and I did hear they were coming out with a Harry Potter game that looks really kind of cool. So maybe I'll become a gamer. M1 Mac Mini with 227s, interesting. I like that. Yeah, it has. I'm a PC, and remember I'm old, and I've been a PC user a Windows user for my whole life, right? And last summer before last, I think, Peter talked me into getting a Mac Mini for Final Cut Pro, so I could edit videos easier, and everything on that thing is backwards, right? Like even where you X out of the screen, everything's backwards. So it's definitely been a learning curve, but yeah, I think I've got pretty much the hang of it now. We'll see. There's Suey. This is better than the old professional podcasters, truthers that I listen to daily. Kudos to you. Thank you very much, and thank you for staying up and coming in. I know it's kind of past your bedtime just a little bit, but thanks for coming in. That's really cool. And Uncle G, confirming that she mostly has a much, much, much better setup than most of my friends, me included. Yeah, I know. It's. What else am I going to do? I get bored, right? So I just build things. Peter, you're the master. Yes, he is. He is totally the master, and he is very patient and kind and extremely understanding when you don't know how to do something. So, yes. Nikki, hi back at you. Thanks for coming in, Nikki. This was planned but not planned. I actually was supposed to do it last week, and I caught a cold. I don't know if y'all have been catching up with the weather, but Oklahoma, Texas got hit really, really hard. Oklahoma got hit a little bit. We were iced in for most of all of last week, so thankfully it warmed up to 40 degrees today. Yay. There's still ice on my truck. My windshield wipers are frozen, like with this huge block of ice. And yeah, so this mic makes me so happy. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad it sounds halfway decent. I also have been really, really watching a lot of videos and studying on concealing mics, but still making them sound good. So it's just, I like learning. It's just something else to learn. So, Dylan, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming in. That was totally unexpected. You must have your notifications turned on, young man. Where did you hide? The mic is actually inside my hoodie, like right there. Like, so hoodies are great. I don't know where I'm going to hide it this summer, but I have been looking into like the hair thing, hiding it in the hair, and running it up your shirt and around, and all kinds of things. So tape is your friend. Medical tape, so it doesn't like kill your skin when you take it off. But right now I just have it clipped on the inside of the hoodie. Yeah. Carlos, I knew it. I love the M6 Mark II. It's a reliable camera with just enough features, great for vlogging and streaming. Yes. So what's interesting is this journey started with a 90D when I got into digital. Started with a 90D, then I went to the 80D, and both those cameras are huge. They're so big and heavy. And so what I've been focusing on lately is streaming everything down as small as I can possibly make it and still have the features that I want. So like the Deity microphone is way smaller than the Godox, which was my first well, one of my first wireless lavs. My first two wireless lavs were Samson's, and they sound really, really good. One I used with Zoom, because I don't know if you can tell, if I get my head out of the way, you kid. There's a webcam right there. And so when I zoom, that's the camera I was using, and that Samsung microphone plugs into a USB. So it would not work with this. The other Samsung I have is it goes onto the camera's hot shoe, or you can put it on cold shoe, whatever, and it plugs into the camera. So, but it's big. It's quite a big receiver transmitter. The part that goes on the camera is really big. So as I've gotten my camera smaller, I had to come up with something smaller, and I saw the Godox, and I think I used it. Well, I know I did. I took it to Turner Falls when my son and I went to go see the castle, and he had one on him, I had one on me, so we could get the audio from both of us, because we weren't always like right side by side. So it worked out really, really well. And Tom Buck's the one who turned me on to this Deity. He did a test with it and the Rode Wireless Go, and he went out like in the desert, right? And to see how far they would go and everything. And it was just, I tend not to go with name brand stuff. It's just me. But, and I know Godox and Deity are name brand, but they're not big like Rode, right? And so I tend to kind of go off the beaten path and see if I can make it sound as good as like the name brand stuff. So, you know, when everybody else was buying R cameras, I'm buying M cameras, right? You know, and people were telling me, hey, the in-camera line is going away. You're not going to be able to get lenses, blah, 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 blah. Well, the M6 Mark II is a really good little camera. And I think I have, you can't really see them because it's dark back there, but I think I have 9 or 11 lenses that will fit this camera. So with the adapter, it fits all the EF and EFS lenses. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 4 or 5 dedicated M lenses. So I'm pretty much good to go. So I'm not too worried about that. Let's see. Thank you, Charles. That's very sweet, because you're like a professional live streamer. So for you to tell me that it looks very nice, I appreciate that, because like I said, first time out of the box. So oh, where's my little thing? We're hanging out. You're not alone. So, you know, I'm really not worried at all. It's just, you know, if I feel like if I don't like watching somebody, I just turn it off, right? So if you don't like it, just turn it off and go watch something else. So no, y'all are my friends, and thank you very, very much for coming and hanging out with me. Oh, thank you, Sal. You're so kind. Yeah, well. Talking to yourself, nothing wrong with that. Yes. Thank you, Suey. Yes, I talk to myself a lot, but it is a little bit different when you've got these like lights shining in your face, and it's just, I don't know. It's a little disconcerting, but I think it's something that you would probably get used to very quickly, type thing. So, true, Susan. I talk to myself all the time. Yes, well, Susan does mutter to herself. I'm not going to say she talks to herself a lot, but I will catch her kind of muttering to herself some. Yeah, so. Ooh, Uncle G. Hello. Grant, Uncle Lewis is saying hello to you, buddy, if you're still with us. People always complain that I'm always ranting and talking to myself, so I will record to see what they were talking about, and glad that I did it and love it. That's right. Make a video out of it, right? That's the way to do it. So y'all can be jealous. Uncle G's actually going on a cruise tomorrow. I'm a little jealous, yeah. So maybe I can go on one in the end of the summer. I'm shocked how nice the Kitlands is. Yeah, it really is. And there was a lady in, I want to say Sweden, but that may not be right. She has a really distinct accent, and I cannot say her name to save my life, but she has an M6, and she's actually a professional photographer, and she does some blogging. She does a lot of YouTube how-to tutorial type things, and she probably has a lot more money than I do, and she has a lot of like the 11 to 22 lens for the M camera. She has there's another one, a 32 prime that's supposed to be really good, but she's the one who says she just likes the kit lens because it really, it is a little bit more clear on the 22, but not a world of difference. So yeah, I pick them up at a place called MPB, and they're like $50, so it's not even expensive. Gary, I was just logging in when we moved, so I followed. Awesome! I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you did. Peter's lurking somewhere. He's just not saying very much. What are you using to keep the camera battery charged? So the M6s both have dummy batteries, okay? So they should be good to go quite a while. And then the ZV-1, that's the one I got from John, which is one of our group, and he sent it with a dummy battery, so it has a dummy. The only one that doesn't is the G7X, and honestly, I'll probably get about 30 minutes out of it, and it'll just be gone. So if I need it, I'll have to get up and change the battery. But it is what it is. Lewis says, Sly, is there something that we value? Is there something that we value when we were younger, but now that you're wiser, it doesn't matter as much how that evolved? Yes. When you're younger, you really care about what people think. As you get older, not so much. It's a very freeing experience, and I have no idea why that something just, I wasn't looking, so whatever. So an interesting, kind of funny little anecdote. So Lowe's has, the company I used to work for, or still work for, has this bus that comes around, and it's a health bus, okay? And so they check your cholesterol and your blood pressure, and just, I don't know. It's just like you get on this bus, they prick your finger, but they check for your BMI, okay, which is body mass index. And so several years ago, now I've weighed the exact same for probably a good 15 years, okay? Well, several years ago on the chart, according to my age, I was, in the beginning, morbidly obese, okay? The very next year, my weight had not changed. I was just obese, okay? So every year it gets a little bit better, and my weight has not changed one iota, okay? Well, this last year when they came, the guy, they write down, they have to input how old you are and how tall you are and all this stuff. And so I'm kind of looking over his shoulder, kind of seeing what he's writing down. And he actually wrote down that I was 50. Now my BMI was still in the green at 50, okay? And I'm like, well, what's that number right there? And he says, well, that's your age. And I said, well, hon, I'm sorry, but I'm 60, okay? So fast forward 10 years, I'm 60, not 50. And he's like, oh, well, that changes everything. And so he recalculated. He's like, oh, your BMI is really good. So in 16 years, without changing anything, I'm the same weight. I've gone from being morbidly obese on their charts, and now that I'm older, I'm in the green. So it's just kind of, as you get older, you don't care as much about what people think. And I remember being younger, and I would be invited to like a wedding or something, and I really stressed out over what I was going to wear, and nobody was looking at me. But it took me 40 years to figure that out. So, yeah, age does have its blessings. Let's see. Oh, wrong place. Sorry. Your smile makes me smile. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. I just put a star by it, and I just lost it. Harry Potter fan. Big news. Epic World opens next year here in Orlando. Third park for Universal with a new Harry Potter adventure. I think they have one now, do they not? Somebody has been making videos about going through a Universal Harry Potter, but it was not in Orlando. It was a traveling one, and at the time it was in Atlanta, because I threatened my children that for Christmas I was going to be in Atlanta. So I didn't go. I stayed home with the kids. But yes, I would love to go through the Harry Potter thing. And if it is in Orlando, when did you say that was going to be? Next year. Okay. I definitely will have to come out, spend a week, and tour that, and have lunch with you, Charles. Lewis, I got the flu as well. It took me about 3 days to get over the cold. I actually, Peter to the rescue again. I had gotten really sick about 1.5 years ago, and he recommended that oil of oregano, and not going to say that's what made me well, but my cold only lasted about 3 days, so, give credit where credit's due, right? Yeah, I need to learn how to hide a lav mic, but still make your sound like it's visible. Did you tape it? I do not have it taped right now because I've got so many clothes on. If it was summertime and I didn't have a hoodie on, yes, I would definitely tape it, especially if I'm up moving around. Now, I'm just sitting here, so I really don't need to like major tape it. But yes, if I was up walking around or moving around, definitely. There's a whole lot of sneaky ways to hide a lav, and with you being a guy, it's a lot easier. Well, I'm not going to say that, because it's pretty easy to hide on a girl too, but guys don't seem to be as, I don't know, bothered by hiding mics. I guess some women get kind of touchy about it, but yeah, I just think I think people who just clip them on the outside of their shirt could do a lot better. It's just just one of my little quirks. I remember the 90D was too heavy for you, but the autofocus was amazing. I enjoyed the 70D. The 90D, I'm sure it was operator error, okay? I bought that camera brand new, and I never had anything but trouble out of it. So if you remember way back, probably when I first started getting into Peter's group, I lost half of Christmas because, it has a 30-minute record limit. And so it stopped recording, and my son actually is the one that noticed it. So I got up and I hit the record thing again. And when I came home to put that on a flash drive, half of Christmas was gone. So, and then another time, I guess I didn't have the mic plugged all the way in, and so it recorded part of the audio and then not the rest of it, and I lost that video. And so after enough of these instances, you lose faith in the camera. And so I just started picking up the 80D every time because it never had any of those issues. And I ended up selling the 90D to buy the M6 Mark II. And then 3 weeks after I bought it, Canon put them on sale. So, you know, go Canon. So it's okay. So I love them. I absolutely love the M6s. They're small, they're lightweight, they do everything that the 90D did, except screw up. So far, these haven't messed up one time. So, yeah. Yes, this lav is wireless. So I have, like I said, I have another one, in case this one, the battery dies. I'll show it to you. So, if this camera's still on. Okay. See if we can get a little bit closer here. If it'll focus. So this is how small they are, right? And let's see. Yeah, this is the transmitter, and this is the receiver, the part that goes on your camera. And it does have a little graph thing. It's not very, see if I can turn it on there. See if it'll show you. So it does have a little bar, but when this is on the camera and you're not, it's basically useless. So like for live streaming, Lewis, there's a little yeah, I'm talking to you. There's a little bar on the screen, so to let you know if your audio is going good. But these are tiny. I mean, and then you screw a lav mic into here, and then you just put this in your pocket and hide the lav mic wherever you want. So, and the reason I have two, okay, everybody, you know, thinks I'm nuts for buying two. So I have the black one, and then the one I'm using right now is white. Okay. Sometimes you're wearing a white shirt. Not me, because white with my white hair, just too much white, right? But it is much easier to hide a white microphone when you have white hair. Now, Lewis, you have dark hair, so the black would be a better fit for you. I believe, I don't know if they still are, but B&H was running these on sale for $89, and they're really, I like them. They're really a pretty good microphone. Moleskin tape, yes, is great on the skin for lavs. You can take and make a little moleskin sandwich, and pretty much tape it anywhere you want to. And if you're doing that and you're up singing and dancing like you do, Lewis, you are going to want to tape the wire in a couple of places and leave some slack, like make a little loop and tape it and leave some slack, so that as you turn and you move, it doesn't tug and pull on that. So just a little, yeah. I've been avoiding the DJ mic and Rode mic like the plague because I like the little guys. Exactly. That's, I love my DJI Osmo Actions. I have two of them, and they're great little cameras, but I do think that their claim to fame is drones and not microphones. So I think their microphone is stunning and stellar, and the idea is wonderful. I believe the DJI will actually record in-house. Now another option for you, which it's a little more expensive than the Deity, is getting a Tascam recorder, but then in post you have to sync up your video and your audio, so I don't know if that's something you really want to get into. They actually make a really good, I can't think of the name of it right now. but it's a really good microphone for the iPhone. So you plug it into the bottom, like where you charge it. Just happen to have one here. So you plug it in where you charge it, and it sits like this, just like it was my finger. It just sits like that, and but the sound quality on it's really good, and it is not expensive. So that might be something, if you're going to use your iPhone for a camera, which is fine, that might be something that you look into. Where'd I go? M camera line is my favorite as well. You know, did I hear somebody say you had an M50? That's a really good little camera. I don't know why you're wanting to buy another one. I mean, I've seen people make videos with the M50, the M100, the M200, the M50 Mark II, and they've all done really well. Now, some of those don't have a mic jack, and so you do have to record your audio separately. So you might kind of consider that. But that little Tascam recorder it's an amazing recorder, and it records dual soundtracks. So it'll do like a normal one at, just for argument's sake, let's say 0. I would do it at -12. But then it'll do a lower one, like at -18. So if you do get a spike or something, you've got another soundtrack that you can plug in. So that little Tascam thing is quite nice too. Now, they're a little pricier. I think I got mine on sale for, I want to say about $150, maybe. It was during the Black Friday sales and everything, so it was a little bit cheaper. I think normally they're about $200, but I would, if you're going with a camera, does your M50 have a mic jack? I don't think the original M50 does, but I could be wrong. Don't have an M50. Let's see. I'm going to try my kit lens because of you. Thank you, Lewis. Yeah. I don't remember which kit lens the M50 came with, but MPB is the website's name, and they have these 15 to 45 for, I believe they're $52 for a like new one, and it's all used gear, but everything I've bought from them has been literally like brand new. And some of the stuff is even in the original packaging. So you can save yourself quite a bit of money if you don't care what the box looks like. So just something to keep in mind there. Let's see. Oh, I'm down here. Live streams are not you talking to yourself. Well, Lewis, it kind of feels like they are a little bit, you know. But you're right, because I am responding to comments. So yeah, it's not totally like I'm in here talking to myself. Although if my neighbors can hear me, they probably would think I am. It was really, really funny because I think somebody thought I was recording, and so they stood outside the window and yelled a little bit earlier. So that was kind of funny. In my neighborhood, for whatever reason, anytime I'm outside with the camera, somebody tries to get in the video. They either say something, or they'll like try to walk behind me and think I don't see them, or I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. It's hilarious. You're number one, yeah. Thank you, Susan. Susan and I have been friends for probably longer than we want to admit. Yeah. Come cruise to Canada or Alaska. Actually, Lewis, I am probably taking an Alaskan cruise the end of the summer. So I don't know too much about it yet. I don't know like the ports of call and all that good stuff. I was just asked to go a couple weeks ago, so I don't have an itinerary. But when I do, because I believe you're on the west side of Canada, I think. Could be wrong about that, but I think so too. Oh, so this is from Uncle G to you, Lewis. Thanks for hanging out. Sly will definitely have to go on a cruise. You should follow Lewis's idea and check out the Alaskan cruises. Would love those. Yes, I would love those. I mean, I like the sun and the beaches and that kind of thing too. I like a little bit of everything. I like hiking through the woods, and I don't like being really, really cold. And this last week in Oklahoma, it's been really, really cold. And ice, not snow, ice. And I do not drive very well on ice. So, yeah, snow is fine. I don't mind snow, but ice is just, there's nothing you can do, you know. And you hit a patch, the road looks wet but clear, and you hit it, and your truck just goes sideways, and yeah, it's not a good thing. Irene Rudnick. This lady, the lady that I am thinking of, I think it starts with a D. I think she's Swedish. I'm not 100% sure. She has dark hair. She's real pretty. Yeah, I can't think of her name to save my life. Is Uncle G taking a camera on the cruise? Yes, indeed. He actually, I was on the phone with him earlier, and he actually was hunting down batteries and battery chargers, and yes, I asked him to get, when I went on the cruise, I don't believe I took a camera. I had my phone, and I took a lot of pictures with my phone, but I don't believe I actually had a camera. And so there was like some really good shots, like the walking up the gangplank. Now, when I got checked in and everything, there was nobody else there, and so the gangplank was empty, and that would have been an amazing, cool shot, you know, the way it goes up in zigzags. But so yes, he is taking a camera. He and there he is. I am. Hi, Peter. Hi, Grant. They're too funny. An adventure without a camera is not an adventure to remember. I agree, 100%. Too true. That's why I always have a camera in my truck now. And like I was saying earlier, I have the M6, I have the G7X, and the Osmo Action with me all the time, because you just don't know, right? Some places you can't take a camera that has an interchangeable lens. So I got that covered because I got the G7X, and if I really need to be discreet, I've got the little Osmo. So you're right. It's an honor to hear your story, Sly. Well, thank you, Lewis. Yes, I do kind of ramble. I'm sorry about that. No. Does the Deity wireless mic do internal recording? No, it does not. So that is one of the pluses of some of the other ones. I know the 7 Rhymes right now, 7 RYMS, I think it's 7 Rhymes, is hugely popular right now. They're not that expensive, and they do internal recording. And they also have the 2 transmitters, 2 transmitters. So if I was going to buy another one where I needed 2, I would definitely get the 7 Rhymes, because it does do internal recording. Good point. Marcus Pix has several videos. I love Marcus. I love Marcus. I keep putting my name in. Sorry, I could read the whole thing, couldn't I? Yes, I could. Marcus Pix has several videos on how to hide lavalier mics. Yes, he does, and he's wonderful about it. He has giveaways all the time. I keep entering and I never win. He gave away an M6 Mark II. Actually, another lady won it, Emily something, in somewhere in the Northeast. But yes, he's fun to watch, and he's kind of a showman, you know. So that's funny, your neighborhood. Yes, Lewis, I live in a very colorful neighborhood. We'll just leave it at that. Danny with the squirrels. Danny with the squirrels. Danny Connor. I don't know who that is. Is that a YouTuber? What would be your ideal vacation? Man, there's a lot of those. Yeah, just pretty much anything away from home, you know. I had a really, really good time on the one and only cruise I've been on. I'm not real, I don't have a lot of confidence in my athletic ability anymore. And so I probably would not pick a vacation where I was like skiing, because I don't want to come home with anything broken. Okay. But they've got, you know, kayaking in the caves. That looks really fun. They've got, I would love to go see that Hogwarts thing in Orlando when it opens up. Yeah, so I'm pretty much open to lots of different ideas. Squirrels. Have I missed something? Is there something about squirrels I don't know about? Yeah, I don't know. That is the main reason why I use the Rode Wireless Go 2. It does internal recording. Okay, very good point. Yes, it does. Yes, I just lost that camera. That's what that beep, beep, beep was. But at the time when I bought all these, I didn't even know they would do internal recording. So, yeah, it just, now that I know, like I said, instead of the Godox, I would buy the 7 Rhymes. Yes. Is Danny the girl with the red squirrels? Possibly. I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with red squirrels. Oh, that's hilarious. Thank you for the stream slide. Lewis, you are more than welcome. And thanks for coming in, buddy. You always support me. And I know in the beginning we kind of had a rivalry as to who was going to put up a video first, but you've become a really, really good friend. And I am really glad you're here. So I appreciate that a lot. So I actually wanted to find out, since you guys are all camera guys and mobile, what do you carry your cameras in? Because I can go through and show you what I was going to show you, but one of my cameras just shut off, which that's fine. So yeah, I am sending Uncle G on a cruise. I got him a little SX740, SX, HX, and it's a little point and shoot Canon camera. He's not a YouTuber, okay? He's not someone that wants to make videos or anything like that. And so he didn't want to have to carry around a microphone and, you know, all the stuff that goes along with it. And so I got him just a little case like this. And he can put it on his belt if he wants to. That's all he needs, right? Where did I? Oh, Charles. There is already 2 Harry Potter themes in Orlando. I thought there was, but then they're doing a traveling show, and the last I heard they were in Atlanta, which is very appealing. I could just hop on a plane and fly to Atlanta, or drive for that matter. So yeah, I'll probably I don't know. I do like the Harry Potter world. Thank you, Sly. I adore you. I adore you too. I have a little camera bag. Okay, so this little job here. See, it was supposed to be in that other camera, but this was my original, very first camera bag. This is back when I shot with film. I had the AE1. No, was it the AE1? The Elan EOS 2, maybe. Elan EOS 2, yeah. And this thing is probably 35 years old. It's a little worse for wear, but it carried a camera and 2 lenses and some film, and that's all I carried back then. So a step up from that is this little guy, which never really used. It's a little hip bag, goes on your belt, and it'll hold 1 camera and some memory cards. And never really used this because when you put this on my hip, it's kind of thick, and it never was comfortable. I always felt like I was like a gunslinger or something, having to hold my arm out. It was kind of annoying, to say the least. And Randall's saying yes at Charles, trying to think of the YouTuber. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look up her name. But if you look for M6 reviews, she does a lot of really good stuff. Tap the shutter. Tap the shutter. Am I not? I think I'm still on. The camera that I'm talking about, Peter, is the G7X, which I do not have a dummy battery for, and the battery's only good for about 30 minutes. So that's the camera I lost. So far, these look like they're still with us. Liz says, I will always support you, Sly. Thank you very much. That really makes me feel good. Thank you. Wow, you kept your camera bag. So as you get older, you just don't throw stuff away, right? And about 15 or 20 years transpired between when I used the camera last until when I found it in the garage. And I don't even know how it got out in the garage, but the camera door had sprung. So the camera's not any good anymore, but I still have the camera, but and it's funny because I still have the instruction manual and the whole 9 yards, but the door won't shut anymore. So yeah, it was a really good camera in its day. It did an amazing thing, which I don't know of any camera that does this now, but as you're looking through the viewfinder, you didn't have to move anything but your eyeball, and it tracked your eyeball where your eye went. And so if your eye looked over here, it focused over here. So wherever your eyeball focused or looked, that's where the camera focused. It was just, now you look at the screen and you tap the screen or whatever, but that's what sold me on that camera. Which, I mean, how hard is it to move your head just a little bit? It's really not, but I don't know. It was just I just thought it was really cool at the time. Yes, I have that hip bag too, Sly. So do you find that it is like too big and bulky? I mean, because you put it on your hip, I'm not that big, okay? But you put it on your hip and it's like, I don't know, I just felt like a gunslinger, kind of holding my arm out like that. So, and I think I've shown you this before. This is what I carry every day, okay? This is in my truck all the time. It's a rear opening, which I really like. This thing weighs absolutely nothing. I mean, now obviously it doesn't have any equipment in it right now, but I can pick it up with my pinky. But my only gripe about this was that it was perhaps just a little bit too small. Just a little bit. So I bought the next size up. That's the next size up. It's too big. I feel like Goldilocks. So, yeah, that one will probably be going back to Amazon, or I may keep it, who knows. But this is the perfect size to carry with you everywhere you go, right? If you're in the truck, you can just throw it in the back seat. If you're, I usually throw it in the front seat just so I can kind of keep an eye on my babies. But it's a Vanguard VO Go 42. Vanguard VO Go 42. Yes. And if you actually are like getting out and walking around a park or something, you can just throw it on like a backpack. I have tried sling bags. In the Castle video, I had a Canon sling bag, and sling bags and women, not such a good thing. Okay, it was not good. That's the one and only time I used that bag, and I will not use it again. I much prefer having the weight on my shoulders. So I also have, because I do like to hike, and so I have a hiking, well, I have three, and I'll tell you why I have three, okay? Yes, I'm a little obsessed. I'm aware, okay? This is probably my favorite. It's a low pro flip side Trek, okay? And this is the 350. They make I think they make a 150, 250, 350, or a 450, I think. And I tried the 250 and it was too small. Okay, so, and when I say too small, these bags, and it seems like most bags now, are geared for, number one, people want to carry laptops, okay? Why you want to carry a laptop when you're hiking through the woods is beyond me. I don't know, but it can carry this one, the 350, can carry a tablet, okay, not so much a laptop. But it is rear opening as well, but only this part, let's see if I can open this without completely, sorry about the zipper noise. So only this part is the camera part. The rest of this bag is for incidentals, okay? So I really wanted something that would carry more gear. But here's what I found out. And I'm sorry about the zippers, guys. So the more weight you have on you when you're hiking and you're going up a hill, that weight is trying to pull you back down, okay? And when you're coming, you think, oh, well, you're at the top, okay, whew, I can rest easy now. Well, as you come down and you've got all that weight on your back, it's pushing you, okay? So that's why I have three hiking bags, because I have like a small, medium, and large. The large is for a very, very short hike, okay? If I'm going on a long hike, the small bag, because I don't want to carry 35 pounds of weight for 6 hours on my back. So yeah, so if I can cull it down to about 10 pounds maybe, Yeah, thanks, Liz. If I can cull it down to about 10 pounds, then you can carry 10 pounds on your back for several hours. Okay, so the longer the hike, the smaller the bag. And one of the bag, the medium, I guess you'd call it the medium-sized bag, is all 3 bags have waist belts so that you can distribute the weight on your hips. But the medium bag, the straps are really stiff, and so it's not one of my favorites. The Low Pro is probably my favorite because it's just the size. But I have a K and F also, and I like that bag. It just holds way too much stuff, and so that's for really short hikes. Where are my stars? I'm starting film photography, Sly. Wish me luck. I do wish you a lot of luck because film, of course, back in the day, we didn't have a choice. They didn't have digital. So with film, what I found was on a roll of 12, I would get maybe 3 shots that were worth keeping. And out of all the pictures that I took, I have maybe 24 that are really, really good, okay? Film is just you have to get everything right the first time. So I wish you the best. Digital is so much more forgiving because if you don't like it, you just delete it, you know. But film has a special look to it too that digital really doesn't have, I don't think. But yes, agreed, but I use a strap. Oh, okay. So you like sling it maybe or carry it on one shoulder maybe? Yeah, I tried carrying it on one shoulder and I still felt like I was walking with my arm out like this. So yeah, it's just personal preference. What do you carry your lenses in to keep them safe in your camera bag? So sometimes in my old camera bag, I used koozies, okay? Like cup koozies. And I colored them so that I would know which was which, okay? So like one of my favorite colors is blue. And so I had a light blue, that was my favorite lens. That was my go-to lens, that's the one I like the best. The Nifty 50 was in a yellow koozie. So, and they were just soft. I think I bought them on Amazon for little or nothing for like it was a big pack of them. And they came in multiple colors, which is what I wanted and then I just wrote in Sharpie on basically the bottom of it, which became the top, what it was. And the camera bag that I had with the ADD is a Canon backpack, and it's black. It's black inside, it's black dividers, everything's black. The cameras were black, the lenses were black. It was just too much. And if you're in a dark area, like I went to a friend's wedding, and it was a friend of my son's, and the lights are down really low, and the lights are focused on the bride and groom, right? So where I'm sitting, it's almost pitch black. And I'm trying to dig through my camera bag. Well, because I had everything color-coded, I knew exactly which lens I wanted and popped that on, and I got some actual pretty good shots. So, good question, Brett. So I do have some actual lens, like you put the lens in, you zipper it up. It's an actual lens case, but they're big and they're bulky, and honestly, if you're putting it in something like these camera bags, they have so much padding around them anyway. Unless they're moving a lot, they're fine. They're not going to get hurt. Sly, do you need a bigger bag or a smaller one? So for my everyday size, that VO Go 42, I like it. I really thought I wanted the next size up, which is the 46, but as you can see, the 46 is just too big. And the inside, where the camera part is not a whole lot bigger. The bag itself is just a smidge wider, so it's just a little bit wider inside, but height-wise, from like the, well, I'll just show you. I don't really know what's in here, but that's okay. We're all friends, right? Okay, so this is how big this is the 42, okay? The 46 is just a little bit wider this way, but it's exactly the same height this way. Where the extra bag comes in is this part, which is like for incidentals. That's not where I wanted it. I wanted it to be bigger in here. But, you know, in hindsight, maybe I don't, because that would just add more weight. So, you know, maybe I really don't want it to be any bigger. So yeah, I'll probably send that one back. The Daniel Life. The Daniel Life. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know who Daniel is. Ooh, too big. The everyday carry is too big. It really isn't. I don't know if I can give you a better perspective. Okay. So, well, first let me zipper this up and try not to kill your ears. So, so as you're walking down the street, see, it really isn't that big. But the 46, number one, the bag's bigger. Number two, I can't get it on. No, there we go. Okay. So the 46, yeah, it's just a little bigger. And if it was proportioned differently, where the extra size was for camera gear, I can live with that. But it's not. It's proportioned so you can put a hoodie in there instead of a t-shirt or something like that. So, yeah, I thought I wanted a bigger one, but obviously maybe not. So Charles says, now I keep my more expensive gear like the Fuji 8X H2 in my studio or for big projects. Now I use my Fujifilm X100V for my quick point and shoot pictures and videos. Yeah, you know, point and shoots really, I think at some point they got a bad rap because they're really good little cameras. I mean, this ZV-1 it does great, you know. So, so what do you carry the X100V? I guess it'd be X105, right? 100, is it V or 5? I'm not sure. But what do you carry that one in? Let's see. Okay, now I don't feel bad about having so many camera bags. Oh, Gary, if you only knew. I think I have way too many. Yeah. But I use them. They all have a different purpose, you know. So it's you don't have just one pair of jeans, right? So okay. Oh, there's also something called a. You guys are gonna laugh at me. There's also something called a destination bag. Okay. So this behemoth is my destination bag. Okay, So again, rear opening. I just really kind of like the rear opening things. This is actually a Hex. It's a Hex brand backloader version 2, I think. This thing is stupid, ridiculously big. Okay. I know the zippers are probably just killing the microphone, and I do apologize for that. So it does have a little something in it, but that's okay. Yeah, this thing is huge. Okay, it's all camera bag. Well, on this side, you can carry a huge laptop. It's got way more room for gear than what I have gear. You can't even see it. But when you fill this thing up, it is so heavy. The bag itself is reasonably heavy. One point I was going to make. So as you get more expensive, the dividers and stuff get more padded. They're softer. The bags have more, they're more cush. Okay, so like this bag, turn it back over here. I think it's this pocket, has, you can't even see it because it's black, but this is all velvet, like velvet lined in here, where your laptop thing, this is all velvet lined, and this goes, this whole bag is the laptop sleeve. Right, so I mean, you can get a really big laptop. So the reason I call this a destination bag is because it is so big. When you fill this up with camera gear and a laptop and everything, this thing is going to weigh quite a bit, right? And there is no way that I could carry that for very long. And it has no waist. It has no waist belt to it. Right, so that is a bag that you if you're going to be gone for a couple days or a week or whatever, you put as much gear as you want in that bag, and then that bag stays in the hotel, right? And if you're going hiking or sightseeing or whatever, then you take your bag you're actually going to carry, and you can take your gear out of the destination bag, the gear that you're going to take for the day, and put it in the smaller bag that you can actually carry. So, Gary, don't feel bad. I have way too many bags. I'm somewhat of an expert on them now because I have so many. Yeah, so, and Lewis says he hates the same thing. Yeah, it's just, you know, camera people like camera bags. What do you say? The Fujifilm X is what everyone is trying to buy, but they're sold out. Oh, is this something I need to be looking into? If it's a point and shoot and it doesn't require lenses, does it require lenses, Charles? Because if it's like that's why I like the Sony ZV-1. I am not in the Sony ecosystem at all. I have 0 Sony lenses. The Canon G7X, the reason I liked it is you don't have to change lenses. You can just whip it out. And the camera I got my son has a 40 times zoom on it. I think it goes from something like 20, I want to say 24 millimeter to 960. I mean, he has taken some amazing shots of the moon. So it doesn't have a mic jack, which is fine. I have a Tascam, but it would be amazing for B-roll. Can you imagine if we'd had that camera when we were at the falls and we could have gotten really a close-up of the falls? That just would have been amazing. The top-down angle camera. Yeah. Love the stream, Kev. Don't know who Kev is, but thank you. Glad you're here. I don't know who you are, I don't think, but thank you for coming in. You know what's funnier? A used is selling for the average price $2,000. That's $600 more than new. Wow. That's incredible. So, does anybody have the, it's a Sony, and I believe it's an RX 100 maybe? And they made like, I think it's an RX 100. They made like, I think there's a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, now they're up to 7. It's supposed to be a really, really nice camera for video. So I've been kind of looking at it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm selling the 80D, so you know I'm going to buy something. I just haven't decided yet what. So like, what are the things that you value when you were younger but now is not? Am I like, didn't you already ask me that? I don't know. Oh, what do I value now? Family. Hugely. Yeah, number one. When I was younger, you know, like my parents and my brothers and stuff were not as important. Now that I have children and grandchildren, they are hugely, hugely number one priority for sure. So, family. Yeah, definitely. I don't know what you're giving me a thumbs up about, but back at you. I have 3 rolls of film, so I don't want to miss them out. Okay. Miss what out? For these rolls, my dad got me, it's 3 rolls of, oh, okay. Okay. Are they, see, okay, so with film, when you bought it, it would either be like 100, I think there was a 200, a 400, an 800, and I think they went all the way up to 1600, but you couldn't really change, like with this camera, okay, if I'm out in the bright sunlight, you can put it on autofocus and it'll just change everything it needs to change for you, and then you go into a dark environment and it automatically changes. With film, you have to know, are you shooting outdoors in the bright sunlight? Are you shooting indoors? You kind of have to know, and depending on what the film is for, that's what you use. I didn't make that clear at all. Peter, step in. Film photography is great until you develop your film, just to find out you took a picture of your thumb. Yes, done that many times, many times. And when you get it back, you're looking at the photos and you're going, what is that? Because it's not the whole thumb, it's just part of the thumb. So yes, I've done that many times. Scott, all right, you're awesome. Thank you for coming in. Did you bring food? You always bring food. You always make me hungry. Thanks for coming in, Scott. Charles saying hi to Scott. Scott saying hi to Charles. Welcome to the Midnight Show. Oh, we have run over, haven't we? Yes, we have. Well, but I've been having fun with you guys, so. Ooh, got home from a date. Do tell more. Spill the beans. I heard from a little birdie you were dating somebody. Good date? Haven't been on one of those in a good date. Haven't been on one of those in a long time. I like that one slide, but not the oversized one. Or can I see it on your back? Okay. So yes. Yeah, it's just, I think because I'm so used to the smaller one, the big one is just too big. You know, I don't know. The 46 is huge. It is in comparison to the 42, okay? So it really is not huge Well, okay, it is kind of. If I was looking at them compared like to the destination bag, it doesn't have as much room inside as the Hex. Here. Okay, there's the 46. So yeah, they're which way? They're really close to the same size, but this bag, the Hex, has got so much more room in it. And I mean, if you look at them like that, you know, they're not that much different. The Hex has got way more functionality to it. So that's why the tag's still on this one, because it's probably going back. But it was on sale, so what can I say? I like the clips on the front. Oh, I put those on. Those were on my little bag, and when I got the big bag, I was changing everything over, and I just never took them off yet. But those are just, what do they call them? No, not carabiners. Yeah, they're just little S things, so you can hang things from them. Kind of like my little YouTube sign. Subscribe and follow on YouTube. I don't know if you can read that, but yeah. So, I don't know. It's just something. I put those on there. They didn't come with the bag. Scott, hope you're staying warm. No kidding. Randy, are you staying warm, bud? I heard Texas had 245,000 people without power. I don't think it got as south as you, but you know, I don't know. Obviously, you have power, your computer wouldn't be working, right? I even have a bag for drones. Yeah, Gary, you know, I'm really kind of interested in drones. I've tried to fly one before. It didn't go so well. Every time I tried, it kind of crashed. But I'm thinking there's a lot of people that are flying drones, so it has to be something learned, right? Because I've been I would like to get some aerial shots. You know, sometimes when you're hiking through the woods or whatever, it would really, I think, kind of add to the story if you could get like an overhead shot. I don't know. And yeah, I'd have to have another bag for drones. I use several bags, okay? Each bag is pre-packed with gear focused for certain types of work. See? I use the same small black bag that you have for travel, okay? I packed my Fujifilm iPad Pro and DJI Mini drone. Oh, okay. So you have a destination bag basically that has everything, and then, you know, like I have my hiking bag, and now I don't have enough cameras to have pre-packed bags because I use the same cameras. If I'm going to the park, I take one bag, and if I'm going hiking, I would take another bag. By the same token, if I'm going to the park with my grandson, I would take another bag, right? Because, you know, he's 3, and so you have to kind of take snacks and maybe a change of clothes and things that a 3-year-old would need that you would not take if you were hiking, you know, by yourself or with other adults. So, so it varies. I just don't have enough cameras to keep bags pre-packed. Now I do have enough lights that I got these little cube light things, and I usually keep them in the hiking backpack, because if you get caught out at night, you know, I do take flashlights with me, but if you want to film at night, they're invaluable, and they don't take up hardly any room at all. Food has a 23mm built-in lens. Okay, 23 might be a little bit tight to vlog with. my arms aren't really that long, and so I find that I need about a 16. I'm real interested in the, it's an off-brand Sigma 16mm lens for the M cameras. The only thing is, the reason I haven't bought one is they seem to be really long. So I don't know how that would off-balance the camera. So the 15 to 45 it works really well. Yes, Randy has the RX100V. Okay, 7 is expensive. The ZV-1 replaced it. 7 is expensive. The ZV-1 replaced. Oh, so the ZV-1 replaced for Sony the 7. They didn't make an 8. They made the ZV-1 instead. I think that's what you're saying. Yes, the 7 is reasonably expensive. But it is what it is, right? A gentleman doesn't kiss and tell. Is there one in the house? Is there a gentleman in the house? You're funny, Scott. I used to stay up late and watch The Twilight Zone or Johnny Carson, but this is way better. Well, thank you, Charles. Yeah, well, yeah, not bad for a first, right? I mean, nothing crashed. I lost a battery, but I'll have to get a dummy battery for that little camera. So I mean, I'm happy with that. I went half an hour over, but you know, I've learned from the best, right? If you don't go long, it's not worth doing, right? So thank you guys so very much for coming in and saying hi and making my very first live stream successful. I am going to try to do it every Friday. Sometimes life happens, and you know, but I will do my best. I am by no way to the point where I could be mobile like Lewis. So my hat is off to you, young man, because how you do it in hotel bathrooms and porch balconies, you know, kudos. I don't, and you do it very, very well. So I'm not mobile yet. I may get there when I get more familiar with how everything works and all this stuff, but I am going to shoot for every Friday night at 11 my time, which is 12 Eastern, and I believe 9 o'clock on the West Coast. So thank you guys. And Gary, thank you so much for coming in. Yes, you've got me kind of thinking about the drone life now. It was everybody this week. Thank you, Sally. That was amazing. Thank you, Lewis. You guys, you're such family. Thank you so much for coming in and supporting me. And sorry you came in late, Scott, but it sounds like you had a really good time. So, yeah, don't mind us. We're just here, right? Looking forward to a new Friday late night event. Hi to Brother Randall too. Yeah, so the purpose of starting it on Friday nights at 11 was so I could get my feet wet and not have a lot of people in here. And yeah, that kind of didn't happen. But hey, I'm not complaining. Trust me. What did we end up? We're at 11 and we have 18 thumbs up. So apparently there's been some traffic through, right? So where did I go? Night Scott, and Scott's up. I'll watch the repeat. Well, thank you. And Peter says, great job. Well, thank you, Peter. That means a lot coming from you. Great streams. I enjoyed very much. Thank you, Ken. Are you stateside? Because I don't remember. I don't remember quite what part of the country you're in, so I don't know if it's early for you, late for you, or the next day. Is there something you wish you knew before you started? Is there something you wish you knew before you started? Lewis, it's like one of those things you don't know that you don't know, right? I mean, if you don't know, you don't really know what questions to ask because you don't know, right? So I think it's just one of those things where you just have to kind of, you know, jump in with both feet, hope for the best, take a deep breath, and hope you come out on the other side. But, you know, there's a wonderful little button on this ATEM. It's called Fade to Black. And if you get in trouble, you can always push that button. So, yeah, it'll all be all right. But yeah, now, Lewis, you're going to have to start doing some lives, right? You get more after the repeat. Yeah, probably. I think the longer they go, the less you get, unless people fast forward, like do the scrubbing thing and fast forward through. But I did not intend to keep you all up quite this late, because I know for some of you it's 1:30 in the morning, so I do apologize. But yeah, Lewis is saying, it's past my bedtime. Yeah, it probably is. Actually, young man, it's, what, about 10:30 there? So it's still fairly early. Congratulations, live for the first live stream, and you did an amazing job. Makes me want to buy cameras like what you very... Thank you, Susan. Thanks. And I will be probably calling you tomorrow. Susan Bell, come join the live stream gang. Yes, Susan was in the video. She went to Florida with me. So we didn't have... my truck is very small. It's a Tacoma. And I think next time we go on a road trip, we're going to rent a larger car. So that's it. Zadinka. Yes. I don't know who that was from. Oh, that's hilarious. Go to bed, Lewis. Yeah, yeah. I think it's only 10:30 where he is. I think he's 2 hours behind me. Okay. So I think your name's Ken, right? And he's in Canada. So he's on the same time I am. So it's, yeah, 12:30 for us. I don't know who sent that. Somebody just sent me a text with that lady's name. Randy. Zadinka Daryl is her name. Zadinka. Z-D-E-N-K-A. She's you know, she's quite pretty, and she's I hate to even go here. She's not a younger lady. She's I'm not gonna say she's an older lady, but she's a photographer, and she shoots with a lot of her videos are with an M6 and with an iPhone. So, and she kind of will walk you through how to make an iPhone look as good as a camera. So if that's all I had was an iPhone, yeah, you can do just what I'm doing with an iPhone, Lewis. So anyway. Do you have a guilty pleasure? I do, and they're called chocolate covered cherries, and I usually have some right here on the desk. I always have some in the refrigerator. I believe for Christmas I got, between the two children, I think I got somewhere like 180 of them for Christmas. So they buy them for the whole year. They have to last like the whole year. That is my guilty pleasure, is my chocolate-covered cherries. Yes. Do you need a larger truck to carry more cameras? No, to carry my friends. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the video, but Susan is like close to 6 feet tall. and I'm on a good day 5'4". So and that truck fits me perfectly. You know, when I bought that truck, Toyota had a survey that they had the owners do, and that was one of the things I put in there, is that truck fits me absolutely perfect at 5'4". And when my son drives it, who is 6 feet, his head barely misses the top with the seat all the way back, and his legs are still bent. It's a manual, so his legs are still bent. It's not like he can stretch his legs out. So I don't know who they made that truck for. Apparently they made it for really small women, but they sure sold a lot of them. But that was one of the comments that I put in there, was I don't know who you made this for, but it fits me to a T. So unfortunately, when you put someone who's 6 feet tall in there and take them, what was it, 1,000 miles or something, it's, and with luggage and everything, it was a little cramped. And then we brought back a kayak, so the luggage had to go inside the truck. It couldn't go in the bed. It was just, it was a little bit tight, but we made it. I'm eating chocolate-covered almonds. Did you not just say that you had Krispy Kremes, and now you're eating chocolate-covered almonds? Do you just like having a bellyache, or, you know, that's hilarious. I guess it has been maybe an hour or 2 hours maybe. I don't know. I don't know when you had your Krispy Kremes. Yes, Charles. Yes, Charles. A larger truck for more cameras. Yeah, well, yeah. Me and my cameras fit in my truck just fine. Thank you very much. But anyway, guys, I am going to shut this down. And I hugely appreciate all of you being here. You made my night. So thank you so much. And we will see you next Friday. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, here it comes. Hang, I was just about to say goodnight, but yeah, Lewis is saying he likes to suffer. And Charles, I saw a picture of you with that gorgeous, gorgeous black truck, getting the Overland treatment. What is the like a skid plate? Is it 4-wheel drive? I just saw a picture of you with the truck, and it's a gorgeous truck. Something about you're going to buy are you buying a fifth wheel, or are you buying a travel trailer? I know you said, I think you said in the post that you were going from the one that you have, that you drive in, to one that you pull behind the truck. So, and Lewis saying good night to everybody. See you soon. Yes, next Friday. And Lewis, if you go on Peter's Facebook group, there is a picture of Charles with his new truck, and it's a gorgeous truck, and it's big. It's, you know, if I parked my truck next to Charles's truck, my little truck would be way down here. It's just, mine's just a Tacoma. It's not a big truck, but I will see you guys next Friday, and thank you so much for being here, every one of you. And I'm adding an Overland camper for off-road camping. Oh, okay. Are you going to off-road in Florida, or are you going to see the rest of the United States? I know there are a lot of places and Randy could probably tell you more about this than I can, Arizona, New Mexico area, there, White Sands area. There's another like desert area out there that people off-road quite a bit. It's real rocky, and so kudos, more power to you. But I hope you're back in Orlando when I go to see Harry Potter. So Lewis saying good night. Yes. Okay, I won't repeat that. Yes, Charles has a really big truck. It's a big boy, big boy. So, good night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. And thank you, Louis. You're the best, too. See you next Friday. Good night, everybody.